What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now we've got another tank visit today. We've got to go to Venom in Essex. I think it's Venom, I'm pretty sure it is. It's about an hour and 10-minute drive, so it's not too bad. It's just on the M25. Quite exciting, this one, because I've had it booked in for about 2 months. This is the only date we could sort of do. We're both like busy with work and things like that, you know what it's like. So yeah, he's got a huge Stingray set up, so really excited to see what this is like. So let's hit the road and see what it's like. Right, check out what I've just come to. I didn't know what to expect, but this is absolutely incredible. So this is Rajs' tank. So how big is it then, mate, the actual top tank?
The top is 8 foot by 8 foot by 3 foot.
Wow.
It's got a double base, but it's 3 separate double bases to allow for any movement or flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then underneath it is a 7 by 7 by 2 sump. And then this tank in front here, where we're on right now, it's 6 foot by 2.5 foot wide by 2 foot in height, just for the male stingrays. Yeah,
you built this one yourself, didn't you? This one, yeah. Mate, it's incredible. And the glass, what is the glass? How thick is it?
It's 19mm opti-white. And you can see the difference, because that one, and then if you look at the side of this one,
yeah,
it's got a bit more higher iron on that side there.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see the difference in the colour in there.
I can't believe how big these rays are, mate. Honestly, they are just... The whole tank goes through your kitchen, doesn't it? Yeah, all the way through it. Look at these, look. They're just...
See, she's a super hybrid. I think she's about 3-4 years old. She's still got a lot of growing to do. She is another hybrid, and she is 6.5 years old now. And the pure black diamond at the back, she's 9 years old. And then there's a hybrid black diamond. She's probably about 2.5 years old now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the pearl het right at the back there, she is about 18 months to maybe 2 years coming up now. Right in the corner. So she carries the albino gene. And I'm hoping when she gets big enough, the black diamond albino gene carrier in the Sump will hopefully mate with her. He's in the back there. And then yeah, we'll get some hybrid albinos.
Yeah, that'd be incredible, wouldn't it?
To have a look.
Look at the size of this black diamond. So guys, if you're thinking about getting a female black diamond, this is what they get up to. And do you reckon it's got a bit more going in it?
I think definitely, yeah. Her parents are bigger than her.
Look at it, it's massive. The colours on it are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, really are. Is she gonna come up?
Here she comes, look at that. Wow. She's got some serious power, hasn't she, as well? You see that?
Yeah. When I was moving them from the other tank to this one, I had to put them in a wheelbarrow. I told my wife to record it, but she kept on dropping the camera.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing?
Let's go around the other side, mate. It's a bit less glare, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, look at that, look. You must sit here at night and just, you don't get the telly on.
That quad,
You must not have a telly. And normally we're talking about, I normally talk about tanks, and we're normally talking about like the Asian Arowanas, you know. I know you see you've got 2 of them here, but obviously
you get distracted by the rays, what's going on.
That's right, yeah, because these rays are just like
oh yeah, this clown knife lost his eye to the black diamond female because he kept on coming close to her tail for some reason.
Yeah.
And then yeah, she just poked him in the eye, but luckily the barb didn't go all the way through his head, or else he wouldn't have made it. He just lost his eye, popped his eye.
It's incredible, look at the size of her.
It's feeding time now, so they'll probably start spitting the water out, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A lot of water. They can move a lot of water.
They're mesmerising, aren't they?
Yeah, it's good stuff there. And they heal up really fast as well. I mean, for the size that they are, every time if they get into some kind of, I don't know what happened, argument or dispute in there, like she's been stabbed here, and I think, where are they going? It's quite healed up. Yeah, there you go. You can just about see it. And that was about 2-3 weeks ago. They heal up really fast.
Well, it just shows you're doing something right, doesn't it? With your water and stuff, you know? And the food and stuff.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, just look like they're smiling, don't they?
Yeah.
Mate, it's absolutely, I'm blown away by it. I didn't know what to expect this morning when I was like, coming to your house, like, obviously Gareth said to me, you've got a massive tank in your house full of massive stingrays. So I was like, right, am I coming to like a 10-foot tank or something? Do you know what I mean? But I didn't expect to see this.
Yeah, the view, like when you sit down, if you go right back,
yeah,
at night when you don't have the sun, that's the real nice view at the back.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
But I definitely want to find some fish to put in the middle, so I'm going to get hold of about maybe 20 or 30 electric blue jack damsies, grow them out in a group, because I've seen that they kind of work together in a shoal. If they're the smallest fish in the tank, they kind of group together. So because they're electric blues, the colours of that should at least fill the middle volume of the tank. So I'm going to grow them out in with the males first in this tank, because they'll just get destroyed in that tank at the moment.
Oh yeah, they'll be gone in
So,
seconds.
so until they hit to at least 6-7 inches.
Yeah.
And then a whole shoal of them.
Oh, look amazing. Yeah. And you'll get loads of the blue shimmer off the lights and stuff, and the natural daylight.
That's it, yeah.
So the Asian arowana you got up here, what type are these then, mate?
These are the super high back red tail gulls.
Yeah. They're in great nick in there, their tails, everything, they're really nice.
So originally I had 4 of them, and they were all growing out with the stingray pups.
Yeah.
And when they hit to about 8 inches, I put them up here. It was a risk, because obviously I didn't know if the cloudiness would have gone for them, because they've been in the tank by themselves without anything up there. But luckily, I guess with the spaces, they didn't really bother with much.
No, that's right. And do you know what? The Asians they can stick up themselves, can't they? Yeah, they've got a bit of aggression about them, haven't they? So. Well, we always say the prettier the fish, the more aggressive it is, you know?
Yeah, it's like double-sided though.
Yeah. So the scape you've got in here, is it just obviously just a massive piece of wood and you glue some plastic plants to it?
18 pieces of wood that I used marine screws
to
screw together.
Yeah.
But the thing was, it was supposed to be in the corner, and it was initially it was like a bonsai tree.
Yeah.
But these guys have literally moved. They've moved it across. Yeah, literally.
This is one floating up there.
I had to glue it with the HA6 onto the double base, which you can see the cable ties on there, right? So they were glued on here. But they were so big, they literally ripped it off. And they're just moving it around the tank. Like yesterday, it was over here. And it's crazy, like that's at least 80 kg worth of weight. And they're just moving it around, like it's just...
Oh, it's amazing. Well, you can imagine what they're doing in the Amazon basin and stuff, can't you? They're just tearing up the soil, ripping plants out and all sorts, all the time, aren't they?
Yeah, she is so thick as well. Like when we got her out from the other tank, we weighed her, she was 60 kg.
Wow.
And I thought that was just the water weight, but before we put the stingrays in, I wanted to see how much the water was in the wheelbarrow, right? So that was 15 kg worth of water weight. And then when she went in, it was 75. Wow. So she obviously added 60 kg worth of, oh my gosh, I'm pouring her into here.
It's incredible.
It is.
Some humans don't weigh that, you know?
Exactly. I was like, wow, this is really...
Well, she's so dense, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's got it
really
so
thick,
well packed, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh, if we've got time, I'll have to show you the holes she made through. I don't know, it must be like it can't be a steel wheelbarrow, it must have been aluminium or something. But her tail, when we put her in there, she whipped it in there and got it stuck. Like she broke the barb, through it. Yeah, the barb was intact. The wheelbarrow got stuck. It's crazy if you think the amount of power that she had to do to whip that in there.
It's probably aluminium, like I say. Aluminium's quite a soft metal, yeah. Oh mate, it's just... It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, the bottom tank here, what have you got in here then? A couple of males, isn't it?
Yeah, because they originally were with the females at the top.
Yeah.
And every time they do what they need to do, they don't seem to leave the females alone.
Right.
So then after about 2 months, they get kind of, I suppose, recharged and ready for round 2. But then when they keep hassling the females, they'll push the females to abort because they get so stressed out.
Yeah.
And I'll show you a video of it. The whole tank becomes white, like literally all the amniotic fluid and the undeveloped pups just get flushed out. Whoa. Because they just want to mate again.
Yeah.
So because that kept on happening and they were getting stressed out, they would lose their appetites and the nitrates and everything would spike up because it's all fluid just coming out
it's
the
just
whole tank.
it's just rubbish. It's got to go into the filters, isn't it?
It. So then I thought, I need to get these guys out of that tank.
Very good idea. And that black diamond male, he's a big lump as well, isn't he?
He's about 17 inches now.
Yeah.
He should be about 5 years old now.
Do you reckon he's fully grown?
He's not really. He's just getting a bit more thicker. He doesn't really seem to be getting any more disc size. Yeah. So, but he knows what he's doing. He's very seasoned. Seasoned breeder, I suppose.
Oh, he's absolutely amazing, mate.
Yeah. So once they give birth in the next few days, it'll be his turn, that hybrid male.
Yeah.
To give it a go and see what pups he develops. Yeah.
So obviously you've got this 6-foot tank here, which we're looking at now, and the tank behind, is this the sump?
That's the sump, yeah. So it's part of it. So initially this tank wasn't here, but until when the male started bothering the female, they had to build a separate tank.
Quickly,
yeah. But this is literally just scrap tank. Like you can see the back is cracked, right? So that used to be the base, because the tank was 6 foot by 2 foot wide, by 2.5 foot in height. So I had to turn the tank over and then reseal the base.
Yeah.
So that's why it already had a crack in it, but with all the HA6 silicone, it held it. I've definitely overkilled it with the amount of silicone I used in here.
Yeah, but at least it's doing the job and holding the fish in, isn't it?
That's it,
you know? And I take it this is running off the sump as well, is that right?
Yeah, so you can see that 40mm bulkhead takes one of the overflows back into this tank, and then it chucks it out through that one, so it goes back into the sump. So this is turning over about 15,000 litres.
Yeah, so it's massively overfilled, it's good.
Yeah, huge. So
yeah, because we do know the Rajs, they chuck out so much muck, don't they? You know, and they eat so much.
Unbelievable. Because I use filtration, the filter socks. Yeah. And every day, ideally I should do it twice a day, but you'll see it when you see it. It's like it's completely brown already. Like, like it's
But that's why your water looks like that, mate. You know, you can literally see. So what is this? That's 8 foot that way as well.
Yeah, 8 foot. It's a square basically. Yeah. It's a cube.
So you're looking for 8 foot of water, and it's just like you're not even looking through water, basically. Isn't it? So, and you've got some big old fish in there.
I was hoping to move some of the discus that I've got in there into this one here, but I've seen it's a hit and miss really with discus. Some people seem to have good luck with them, but I suspect the trick to keeping discus with stingrays is you have to keep your stingrays well fed and entertained, so to speak, so they're not getting bored or whatever. So that's why I put these pieces of wood and the bubbles and stuff. They all kind of entertain themselves with that. But if you've got another fish that's quite slow swimming, like the discus is, kind of just in the water column, it's kind of like easy targets for them.
On top of it,
That's it, once they just like vacuum them in.
That's right, especially with the weight of this, you know. Once he's on it, and that's done. Even with a full size discus, I think.
That's it, yeah. So I'm going to try a few of them and see how they go. But ideally, I do want to have that whole group of Jack Dempsey. So I found this guy in Canada. Yeah. And if you look at how they are, I mean, a whole thing like that.
Oh wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so it's incredible.
I get about 20 or 30 of them, small juveniles, grow them out in here and then put them up top. But you can see it, how they work together in a shoal rather than singly.
And plus with the Asian arowana, they think it's one fish.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a bit like me with my, have you seen my clown roaches? I've got 50,
you've got quite a few of them,
55 of them in the tank
55.
now. Yeah, and everyone says, how do you get away with your Asian arowanas not eating your clown roaches? I'm like, they're in a gang.
Yeah, like, so they must think it's a giant fish.
That's right, that's right. And they all stay together the whole time, so that's basically what. And I have grown them up together, but but yeah, similar sort of scenario, mate.
Yeah.
Right, should we have a look around this sump then? So it goes all the way around here, doesn't it?
All the way around, yeah. So these are 7 foot in panels. Yeah. 7 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. It's like a U shape basically. Yeah. So there's access for me to crawl underneath, but if I ever get bad knees, that's I don't know. That's going to be a bit funky.
Mate, who's got a sump this big with air stones and fish in it? Do you know what I mean? Most people's tanks are nowhere near the size of this. Wow. That's what's nice about a sump though, isn't it? Yeah. If you get any injured fish as well and you've got the room in it, you can put it straight in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
The water level is usually right to the top here, but the amount of evaporation we've had, it is just off the chart.
Yeah, it's been so hot, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And what are your water changes, schedules and things like that on this tank then?
Well, I have an automatic water drip system, so it drips 1 drop of water every 30 minutes.
Right.
So roughly in a week, I had to use, when I initially set it up, it was, I used a 2 litre bottle, like similar to this one. Yeah. So I just put a cold water tap into here and then left a drip, and I had to time it to see how long it would take to fill this 1.5, well, I had a 2 litre one, and then I calculated how many litres I needed to change, because on average I was changing about 800 to 1,000 litres a week. Yeah. So I was thinking that's too big of a lump sum of water just to be changing. So now I change 1,200, but that's over every day. So it's continuously changing.
So it's doing it for you?
It's doing it for you. It's just incredible. A drop. And then I had another pipe to suck out the water, but I found that 1 drop was enough to compensate for the evaporation. Yeah. So I don't need to pump it out. So it goes in there and then just keeps on topping up. It's never touched water. I don't know, I'm saying it now. Yeah. But it's never had an issue with that. But if I do need a big water change, or if I want to encourage some breeding, then I'll do a big water change, slightly higher the temperature, and then the males are good to go. But
wow. Because a lot of people look at your tank and go, oh my god, what's that like to clean? What's it like to water change, don't they, you know?
The only cleaning thing I would do in here is just cleaning the glass and changing the Sump socks, and that's it. And that's it basically. There's no other actually taking out all the stuff, and yeah.
So what float have you got? Is it a DD one, is it? Because obviously you've got 19mm glass, haven't you?
Yeah, I asked them if they had one for 25mm, but they didn't have any. They just had the 19mm.
Yeah.
No, this is for 15mm, because that was my previous tank's one. So that was 22 foot by 3 foot by 4 foot wide, and it was 15mm glass. So that was for that tank. But luckily this one is kind of strong enough. It's not as strong as I would want it to be, but it does the job anyway. And then this ray always tries to eat it. If I clean the glass, she always comes up thinking it's a fish or something. Yeah. And she'll try and swallow it.
Oh, it's so funny, isn't it?
Let me show you the food that I have to feed them. You'll see how big the fillets are.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I bet your food bill's expensive. I thought mine was bad.
It's crazy.
What do you guys think of this tank? Honestly, it is insane.
So they'll go through a whole packet of mussels in one feeding.
Wow.
These each will have one tilapia fillet each, and the size of it is that big.
Yeah, size of it.
So they'll have one. I mean, it's quite thick, but you can see that they would still need more food. So that's the morning feed, and this is the afternoon feed.
Yeah. I bet you're going to Costco every day now.
Literally, yeah. And this is the evening feed. Yeah. So the amount of food that they can go through is a lot. And I find that if you ration out the food, or if you try and do it maybe twice, or maybe once a day in a big feed, they don't eat as much and there's a lot left over. Yeah. Whereas if they have small portions, it'll be similar to what they'd find in the wild. They wouldn't suddenly find like a big pile of food somewhere.
That's right, yeah.
They would constantly, like throughout the day, they'd be finding bits and pieces. And then it keeps your water clean because they're actually consuming it, not just leaving it there.
Leaving it float around, That's it. It's a bit like bodybuilding really as well, isn't it? You know, you have smaller meals out of the day. That's why they've got so big as well. Yeah. She's amazing, isn't she? She is amazing. What's your favourite ray out of all of them?
She's one of my originals, so I'd say her. And I mean, there's so many hybrids in the market right now, and she's a pure black diamond. Yeah. And what I like about her is she's not, you know, it's like pedigree dogs. Like you buy a certain dog, and it's got a certain bloodline, and you get a certificate with it to show that that is that. But now there's so many hybrid stingrays around, and unfortunately, if you don't know your rays, a lot of people can take you for a ride, so to speak. Yeah. And it's a shame because these are really nice fish and they shouldn't be moved around like past the parcel because they get so big and they have their own little characters, and it's a shame that it's just all jiggled about. It's not like a regular fish. So it'd be nice if it can have some kind of licensing to it.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, she is definitely one of my favourites because she's the original first time one.
Well, especially for the females, mate. I've got 2 females at home, and obviously they're tiny little pups at the moment, but
are they both females?
Yeah, they're both females, yeah. And I've got 2 males as well. I'm keeping the males, and the females, I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but obviously I've got mates with big ponds and stuff, and people like you I know, so it's not too bad. But looking at how big they get, it's quite sad buying them, if you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
Like, you shouldn't really buy them unless you've got a setup, which is a bit like this.
And the crazy thing is, I'm going to be upgrading this using these 3 panels. Only Gareth knows about this. And it's going to be a 24-foot tank by 6 foot by 4 foot, with the sump being 22 foot by 3 foot by 4 foot.
Where are you building that?
In another house. So this is all going to be stripped down. So when we had this built, I told them to leave a 4mm gap worth of the HA6. So this will allow for easy stripping of the tank. So I can use these 3. The base, I don't know if I can salvage that, but yeah, this is going to be rebuilt to an even bigger tank for them. So yeah, you're definitely right. Once you get these type of stingrays, you need to know what you're getting into.
Well, you do.
People do have 8x4x2 tanks, which is quite. It's not too bad of a size. But then if you think about it, it's like you're kind of stuck in a double room your entire life.
That's
like
right.
A double room is a good size.
Yeah, yeah.
But to live in that for the rest of your life,
no.
It's not the best.
They need something like this, or an easy pond. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a massive thought for people to think about it. Because look, that's what you're working with, guys. That is a female, 7 years old.
No, 9 years now.
9 years.
Yeah. And you can just about see the pop movement in the back, just on her back. She's
I can see it. Yeah.
So it should be any time.
Wow. Serious, mate. Right, should we have a look at your filtration?
It's a bit funky in there.
Yeah, I really want to see it.
So initially this tank was supposed to have been in here.
Yeah.
But then my wife wanted it to the coat hangers, but I kept on telling her the amount of condensation that's coming out of it.
Yeah.
You see the roof, it's growing. So
Yeah, it's alive in there.
yeah, not the best. Right. I think maybe if you want to go in.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look, bud.
So it's quite untidy in here, but there's 9 40mm overflows that take it back into the tank.
Yeah.
Back into the sump.
So many, isn't there? How long did it take you to set the whole thing up? Was it trial and error?
It was about. It would have taken, I'd say, a good 2 to 3 days, but with young kids, it's just like you've got to start and stop. It's crazy.
I know. When you get them to bed, then you do a bit, don't you?
Yeah, it's going to be like night shift.
Yeah, I know.
So that's probably like one of the worst times to do it, because obviously if you get any leaks in the plumbing.
Yeah, you're going to bed.
Are you going to bed?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. I've been there, mate. Trust me, I know it's like.
it's crazy.
So this whole. So what happens here? So the water comes in through here, does it?
Yeah. So there's a whole 8-foot coast to coast overflow.
Yeah.
So you can see it from the side here all the way through it.
Yeah. So basically, this is your weir, is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So it drops in the back.
Yeah.
And then it drops down into 4 pipes, taking it back into the tank.
Yeah.
So one of which goes into that 6-foot male tank.
Yeah.
The other 2 go back into this one, and one of the pipes get redirected into the K1 media and the ceramics.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all going to be. I'm going to rebuild all that side to glass. So I'm going to build a 6-foot tank, but in height wise.
Yeah. Yeah. So like a chamber.
Yeah, chamber basically. Yeah. So I just want it a bit more neater, because with these plastic buckets, they're fine, but then you can see that they're bowing. Obviously, you're supposed to hold water at 30 degrees for long periods of time.
No, it's a bit scary, isn't it?
Yeah. If they go, you're not going to
No, definitely not. Well, you've got loads of shut-offs anyway, haven't you? So but it's you've got a bit at home though, haven't you? Yeah. We've just plumbed. I've replumbed my brother's pond in. That's 4,500 litres, that pond, and we got a big filter put on it at the weekend with a new pump, and we're using the old filter as well. And we've got this pipe work from a shop, and it split overnight, drained this whole pond down to nothing. Fish are fine. Fish are absolutely fine. Then I went to another place, and they gave me this pipe. Honestly, the thickness of it, it's like, do you know boost hoses on the car? That's what we're using with these proper circlips. It's never going to leak now. So, but yeah, it's made a massive difference. But yeah, we all know it's like keeping fish. If you get a leak somewhere, it's scary, isn't it?
As long as you're at home, then then, but if you're not,
I know. That's incredible, mate. I just can't believe. There is. It's trying to get your head around it, isn't it? And I see the return pumps over there.
Yeah, that's the one. I'll have to send you the details for it. So because they're 36 volts, as opposed to the ones I had before, which were 24 volts, they were running at 130 watts each, the 24 volts one, and these are running at 56%. So they have the same turnover that I had in the other pumps, but running at just a little over half the amount of power needed. Yeah. And it cut the energy bill down literally in half, from 432 pounds to 202 pounds.
That's incredible, isn't it? So these ones here, is it JBL?
Yeah, the JBL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the newest ones that they brought out.
And they're Japanese, are they?
Yeah, I mean, they don't know what they're doing with that.
Yeah, I know. Well, saving yourself that every month, it pays for the filters, doesn't it? And the food, pays for the filters straight over, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's immense, mate. It's absolutely immense. You've even got lights on your sump as well, I see. What are they, just halogens are they or something?
No, those are the E27 ones. So they're also quite low consumption. But the thing is, I want to change them more to not submersible lights, but something that's a bit more neater. So it's almost similar to these new crew ones, the long ones. Yeah. But I need it to be as small as possible to allow for maximum access. Because right now, whenever the stingrays give birth, and I put the stingrays down here, it's like a little military operation. But I've got to be so careful. Yeah, you need 4 hands. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's just like it just needs to be a bit more tidier. So.
You need a fish keeper living near you, mate. Just go, come on, give me a hand. Yeah,
Little sidekick.
Yeah.
So it's
amazing. Does your son come down here and sit down and have a look at it?
Plays hide and seek down here.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And it's so worrying because if he knocks over one of these things, I think, oh my god.
I know. I've got all locks on all of my doors on my tanks because I'm just worried about him putting his hand in one of the sumps.
Yeah, we're gonna weigh his hand in.
Yeah, my boy thinks the K1 is pasta.
Oh my God.
He thinks it's pasta. He goes,
That's
it's
cool,
boy, yeah, look. He goes, look at the pasta. Do you know what I mean? He keeps trying to put his hands in there.
So these are 7x2x2s. They're all 10mm thick.
Yeah.
And they're all built on site.
Right.
So and I didn't want to have too many chambers in there. The idea was to have the Stingray pups in there. So initially, all the K1 and that was literally in this side of the chamber here, and it was just like an L shape that I was able to use.
Yeah.
But then that's why I put them separately. I wanted to maximise the amount of space in here. So
I think you've done it really well, mate. To be honest with you, the tank looks absolutely amazing.
yeah, getting the steel in, and that was a bit crazy.
Yeah, I see it all.
You can see,
yeah.
Still a bit of the skeleton left.
Yeah.
But yeah, if that's holding up the house, that's gonna hold this up. So.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
It goes down 2 meters. I'll have to show you a video of me digging it down there.
Yeah, goalpost.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Man.
When I done my house, when I first moved into my house, I knocked all the walls through.
Yeah?
And knocked all the back of the house out, so I noticed like I've done it all. It's got to be done though.
Yeah, that's it.
But I didn't build a tank in the house like you.
That would have been a good opportunity.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive, mate. It's so impressive. And what's the lighting on the actual big tank then? Are they...
So these ones are, again, from Japan, called Pop Bloom. I think
Right.
they use them a lot in America. I'll have to send you the link for it. And again, that's low wattage as well.
Yeah.
They use those Cree LEDs or something.
Okay.
So they've got like a sunset setting, which is really great. So they'll start off at like 2% and gradually go up to 100% and then peak down again to like moonlight. So again, your electric bills, you're not running at full power all the time.
No,
so
that's right.
They usually come on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is really late, but then they'll come off completely about 7:30 or 8, which is usually when you finish work and you're home, you can actually enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Rather than having it throughout the day. And because they're getting natural sunlight anyway, it's not like they're in the dark throughout the day.
No, see, well, fish don't really need the light, do they? You know? You think about the rays, the rays are at the bottom of basins and stuff, aren't they? So they don't really have light, do they? So
I guess it's just for us, our
yeah,
viewing, isn't it?
that's right, yeah, absolutely.
The air stones up here, but when I had them in here before, they would just tear them up. They would just literally chew on the stones.
Yeah, yeah.
And you would just get destroyed. I don't know what happened. Did they just eat it or did they just spit it out or something?
Yeah, how do they do that?
Like those big pond air stones, I think
Yeah.
they were about, what, like the size of a dinner plate. I had 3 of them, like in a kind of like a dome shape. You know the ones they have in like a koi pond?
Yeah, yeah.
And they just chewed them up. Like it's not here anymore. It's gone. Like I don't know where they've put them, but it's just gone.
They just swallowed them, mate. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
They're just monsters, aren't they?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, that's mad. Well, suppose you've got so much air flowing through the sump.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
Especially with that coast to coast, you don't.
That's right.
Maximum.
The water's so oxygenated, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
That's the main thing. Like a lot of people think that just having a bubbles or some movement in the water is what you need, but you need surface agitation.
That's right.
That's where you get your gas exchange. And that's
Especially when you feed the protein foods, mate. Yeah.
The amount of like when I feed them sardines and oil, what's it like whitebait? You can see there's a thin film, but luckily because it comes on the complete coast to coast, it breaks it off.
Yeah.
It doesn't have time to build up like a film.
No.
So.
No, you've got a lovely shimmer up the top there,
Yeah.
haven't you? I know what you mean, because when I feed mine the whitebait and the prawns and that, I do get the
see
film on top.
something, yeah.
But then the wave pumps and the heads just move it around.
Yeah.
Within half an hour, it's gone.
Yeah. I'll send you a video of her giving birth. Actually, I managed to catch it.
Yeah, I'd love to watch that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting to see. They literally come out like spring rolls and then unravel.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering how did they come out the size they do, which is like the size of like that size.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they literally come out that big.
Hmm.
So if you think about from the opening, I suppose, how it actually is supposed to come out. I've never seen. I've just seen the pups in the morning.
Yeah.
But then luckily I was able to catch it on video, and it literally comes out like spring rolls.
I bet you feel like a proud dad when they come out.
It was great. Like every time. I mean, I've had them for so long, but every time they give birth, and it's a good birth. Good birth meaning there isn't any stillborns or there's issues. It's a nice feeling because obviously it takes time. It's like the pregnancy, isn't it? Like you've had them for 3-4 months pregnant, and it's like you're taking care of them. Just like I didn't need to move these guys down there. I could have just left them in there. But then it's just looking after them, you know.
Of course, it is. You're putting the fish in the tank. It's your responsibility at the end of the day, isn't it? You know, so. Have you ever had to intervene with the pregnancy, anything like that?
No, luckily
it's been alright.
The only time was when I had the male section off in there. Some of the pups would go in there, and unfortunately, I do have a video of the males chewing the pups up because they're covered in a hormone that drives them crazy to mate again. To
smell it, can't they?
That's it, and they I don't know what it is, but they seem to think that the pups is female, but not realizing how small they are. I think that's how much that hormone drives them insane. Yeah. Like literally, they would chew them up. Like the thought of it, just being born and then you being chewed up.
Yeah, by a big male. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And then if you've seen the teeth of these guys, I'll show you another video of that one, and the teeth that they got on them. I'll have to. And you can imagine how soft they are when they come out.
Yeah, yeah,
that's the only time really that I've had to intervene, but I just...
Well, they've got to be really soft. They obviously come out the female, haven't they? Yeah, they must have a pheromone on them, which is really like, well, it's a bit like the dogs, isn't it? My female dog's just been on her period, and my boy dog will not leave her alone. And you can actually smell it yourself, you know. So you can imagine the dog smell because it's like 10 times. Yeah, that's right. Very similar in the column of the water then as well. Yeah, when I walked through your door a minute ago and I saw the rays, I was like, oh my god, do you know what I mean?
Sometimes when we get like postmen and stuff deliveries, like they'll come for the delivery, but they get like they look at it thinking, what is that?
Yeah. I bet they try to come in, mate.
You see it from there. But yeah, this is a short video of what her mouth had teeth, so you can just about see it underneath when she chews up again. You just about see it.
Yeah.
Where is she? I don't know if you can just about. I'll have to try and get her.
Got some lovely markings, isn't it?
There you go.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. You can see now.
Can see,
from the shark family.
100%.
Can't you?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you wouldn't think that. I mean, I honestly thought they just had like kind of like how the plecos have like grinding kind of.
Like raspers, like catfish. Yeah.
But then when I first saw that a few years ago, I was like, wow, this is something else.
Well, you can see like if they're taking those big fillets, they've obviously got to use something to cut it in half, haven't they, to swallow it, you know? So, I never knew that, even know.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Even the little babies, like when you go back and you check out a new baby one, they've got little jagged teeth as well. Yeah. It's like, it's really odd how they just kind of throw it out. It's like the alien movies. You know, when it comes out.
I know, Well, you learn something new every day.
It's crazy, Let's see if I've got any of the barbs actually. The longest one I had was 8 inches from that.
It's probably the best room divider you can ever have, isn't it?
Yeah.
A tank like this.
And a couple of barbs.
Wow, look at them. The size of them.
So that was one of the second to recent one. The third one, I mean the one that came after that was even bigger than this one, and that was from the hybrid, that one that's just there.
Yeah. Look at the size of them.
But yeah, they drop off like every few months, if that. And you can really feel the... So this is with the venom or poison on it, but it's dried up now anyway.
Yeah.
And then these are when they just... There's a couple more inside here, I need to get them out actually. But
yeah, you don't want to get one of them in your hand.
Nah,
I'll tell you that much.
The only time I think when I first got the Stingrays into my other tank, and when I went in, I underestimated how curious they are. Not really wanting to attack, but how curious, because it was with her. And she stung me in my ankle.
Oh wow.
And it felt like, initially, because you know the temperature, obviously it's like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
So you don't initially feel it. You feel like, oh, you stepped on a rock or something, like maybe you bent your foot. And then after a while, it's like a feeling like when you bang your elbow and you get that funny bone. That's what it was, but in your ankle.
Right.
And the thing is, because I drive a manual car, I thought, oh, it's going to be alright. But then when you try to tilt your foot, you haven't got any of that control. So it's like you get a bit jammed up. So I was like, well,
did you have to go to hospital or anything like that?
I should have done.
Yeah.
Luckily, And Google was to hand, so I googled it thinking, what can you do? And it was similar to if you get stung by a lionfish. So you're supposed to put your hand in warm water, as warm you can tolerate it.
Yeah.
So I just stuck my foot in a bucket of hot water, and after about 20 minutes it was fine.
Wow.
But yeah, I was lucky that maybe.
So I've heard real bad horror stories, like people's hands are rotting and things like that, you know?
But I think it's the type of ray that you get as well.
And obviously your rays are clean because they're all in your aquarium. I think in the wild,
they carry all that sort of bacteria.
Yeah.
Literally like injecting stuff with, I don't even know what.
well, it is the worry when you first get your first ray. You think it's called a stingray, and you're like, it's obviously got a sting on it, you know. And you think, I remember when I first put a ray in the tank, I was like, oh my god, I'm so scared. I'll put gloves on and everything, you know what I mean? But it's quite friendly fish, to be fair, aren't they? You know, as long as you don't abuse them and stuff, they're alright, aren't they?
They're just more curious and they don't really want to use their barbs.
No. I was netting a couple the other night and putting them in a 6-foot tank, and they were stabbing the net. I should have videoed it really. They were stabbing the net, and stupidly I haven't got a rubber net, so a couple of them got their barbs stuck in the net.
Yeah.
So I got them out in the end, threw the net in the bin because it's absolutely trashed.
Yeah, literally just tear it up.
Oh, just tear it to bits. Yeah, absolutely. So I read online a lot of blokes are using the rubber nets and stuff, and they're really good for them because they can't actually get stuck in them. Yeah. So yeah, I need to invest into one of them.
That was my mistake when I moved the males down here. If you look at his barb, he got stuck into one of them. Let me bring out this net. Yeah, he got stuck in this net.
Oh yeah, see that?
He's
Yeah.
literally just torn the whole thing. So
Yeah.
this net, I'm keeping it. I'm gonna think maybe I might have to just tie it together. Or
Yeah, it's a
something,
shame chucking it away, isn't it?
that's the thing. And it's so expensive as well. You
Yeah.
think a net, like this was like, I don't know how
I
much.
know. Well, it's a proper fishing net, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the proper one.
Yeah.
So I had to clip off his barb using just regular pliers.
Yeah.
When it clips off, I should have really looked at where it would go. I just thought it would just clip and break.
Yeah.
But it literally pings out, and it pinged out and it hit one of my plasterboards, I think across there. And I didn't realise that if that had obviously gone in my direction, anywhere in your face and down.
I when I got them stuck in the net, I did it with a sharp pair of scissors. I had to because I was trying, and they're really hard to cut. And then a tiny little bit of blood come out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, what have I done? Are they going to die? Absolutely fine. They fed the same day.
Yeah.
Incredible fish.
Yeah, they can handle a few hits.
Well, you think in the wild they get absolutely abused, don't they? You know, you've got to be quite tough to live with the places they come from. You know, and the evolution of them over the years.
Yeah.
They're dinosaurs, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, Raj, absolutely incredible, mate. You should be really proud of this tank, mate. Well, tanks, shall I say? The Sump itself is a massive tank.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely keep you posted that when I get them Jack Dempsey's and stuff.
Yeah.
Like just to add a bit more movement and to see how that sort of behaviour will interact with this. Like if it's a shoaling kind of behaviour, that would be awesome. Like how your clown lectures, you know, when they open up and then they come back. It's something else. That's a different sort of thing to it itself.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, you've got your big predators, then you've got your shoal messing around,
That's really cool. That's definitely what I want.
Nah, it's incredible, mate. Well, thanks so much for having me over, mate. I really do appreciate it, honestly. It's just, I'm just still speechless about it, if I'm honest with you, mate. It's just incredible.
Well, when I do the next tank, then just come and check that out.
Absolutely, absolutely, mate. Right, anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching the video as always. Like and subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell, and keep it real, everyone.